Rumble jungle. I wonder what he'll decide to take as final pick. It will be the original thought. He just goes for the Sejuani. More of a square drop from give it up if I have to. However, Tarzan now going for a surprise bot lane gank. He was not spotted by the Scuttle Vision.
Yep, Lehens does have all of his buttons available. They're going to jump right on top of the Tahm Kench, just gobbles up Sungyun as quickly as possible. Key does have the grey health, pops it at exactly the right time, but is it actually going to be enough? Voidseeker blocked, but it doesn't actually matter as Viper picks up the kill with the last of his mana.
Just about overkill him through the summoner heal.
Viper goes home, gets himself quite early BF sword, and the Kai'Sa having a pretty decent start to this game so far as Tarzan back down again, flashes in for the Arctic Assault and Key. The grey health pop very early, but you are dead once again, and Tarzan going to grab that kill. Bono comes down, but he's too late for the counter gank.
Bit of a bonanza there. He doesn't have Unsealed Spellbook to actually switch over just yet. Got it over the course of that fight. Speaking of fights.
Yeah, now it's another fight as Lehens gets the knock up onto Bono, but the Hail of Blades does a lot of damage back. Humble Life Esports still here as Key. Teleported his way forward with that Unsealed Spellbook that you talk about, and they're continuing to fight. Lehens has to flash away as Tarzan in trouble. First death for the man. That is now a definable KDA of 50.
Nice for them to continue the chase there. Here, of course, is the teleport coming in. It means no escape plan is actually in the picture-in-picture. Tarzan might be dead again. He is.
Yep, they're diving on top, and that is going to be Tal. Just eating him up there, straight into the grinder, straight back into the death chamber once again. Feels like if...
Remember the ult here. Chovy's pretty low on health.
Yeah, we're going to zoom out. Hanwha are going to grab themselves the dragon. 3,000 gold lead to show for it, and a monopoly over these dragons and the map in general.
Double Ocean's actually pretty decent for where the game state is at. A lot of poke for either Akali or Sion or Sejuani. It's a very short-range comp on the side of Griffin. And speaking of Griffin, Chovy in danger of his first death.
Yeah, trying to take down Bono here, who I think the Hail of Blades now on cooldown. The ultimate's going to be used. Flashes out of the way. The Spear Beyond Death is going to grind up the Akali, and it's all too easy. Sungyun going to follow up here as well as Tarzan has to flash away, but it's the disdain to get rid of Lehens. He has to use the quickness.
Last episode, I imagine it was alive forever.
Yes.
It's possible that Gerald was moved.
Well, I hope so. As Chovy, he's in trouble. Ring of Frost keeps him locked down for a very long time. As Bono looks a bit silly, jumping forward, but it's Lehens that dies first. Sword finds himself in the front line, which is often where a Sion wants to be, but not this time. He's just dead. As Humble Life Esports front-to-back team fighting just seems to be working out so well for them.
And after Chovy's got the map and the Mountain Drake, another freebie for Hanwha Life.
Yeah, and their vision, it's just continuing to move further and further forward. Yes, Gerald has been taken out. Try and capitalize on the train. Walking up the river.
Not spotted by any vision.
Lava looks for it, finds the frozen tomb. First pick, not going to land, though, onto Lehens, and that's a lot of buttons now down as here he comes. In goes Sword. They've been split up as Chovy gets into the backline. Ultimate lands nicely from Tarzan, but will they actually have the damage? The reset for Hanwha Life is pretty good. But Viper launches into the backline, and now Key's taking the focus. Tal's in trouble. The knock-up is going to land as Tal's taken down, and Griffin. We always ask the question, can they get the Miracle team fight as Tarzan uses his whole health bar, and that is somehow the ace. How does Griffin do this?
It's almost a clean ace. It's a 4-for-1 when they were 9,000 gold behind. They turn onto Baron, they hoover it down. That's the inside-out team fight that Griffin were desperate for.
Oh, man, and Hanwha Life, so unfortunate. Misses a few key buttons, but other teams might let them reset. Griffin says,
Helplessly darted in and out to get their men down and not allow any of their own men to suffer. Really nice.
That linear trip to a victory.
It was 8,000 gold as that team fight started. It is now the better part of 2,000, maybe even less.
Chovy, what the heck was that? He just dives over and steals the red buff, and they just engage. That's Sungyun going down. What did you say about wiping out the AD carry? Well, Griffin can do it as well. They will get rid of him, and Lava is going to follow very quickly. And now Bono versus the World. Key wants to get out of their Abyssal Voyage. That one
to 7,000.
He's going to have to use that ultimate. Does have that one available as the Voidseeker lands onto Sungyun. Misses the ultimate from Tarzan as in goes Lehens. Gets the quickness as Viper right into the backline. Key's going to be taken out, but Sungyun was the first to go down. Stopwatches are not going to be able to stop this onslaught as Lava is picked off. We're looking for the pentakill. That's it for Viper.
Pentakill for Viper. Doesn't need an awesome dude. Does it anyway.
Haven't seen it so far in 2019, but who's the team that's going to do it? It's going to be Griffin.
Lucky number 13 to start the Kesper Cup. 13 best of ones in a row. This one, the trickiest one. So much credit to Hanwha Life, but in the clutch, Griffin is too good.
Just ridiculous. The Nexus to go down. Hanwha will wonder what the heck went wrong in that mid-game, but they made one small mistake. They missed one arrow.
Going mid lane, one way or the other, considers his options and actually will change and go to Malzahar. Let's think about this. It always does what it says on the tin, which is the suppression.
Yes.
But this is a level 3 bot lane gank by Nocturne.
Yep, and that is going to be the Terrify all too easy as Tarzan flashes out of the way. Sungyun wants to try and get on top of him, but that's first blood. Special delivery over to Viper.
Don't see that one.
That means that he can come back down again, that wave pushing towards Hanwha Life Esports. There's the Lantern. It's going to be taken as Key flashes forward, lands the hook. Gravity Field's there, and that is a dead Fiddlesticks, but Bono may take one back, down to about 100 health as the teleport. Going to come in maybe a little bit late, but it is going to get cancelled. Flash to get out other side, as we saw.
Very possible. This is another invade onto Tarzan.
Yeah, Tarzan actually in a whole host of trouble. Paranoia not going to be utilized as Bono just Halo Blades him to death. Chovy diving forward as Key, able to limp his way out, the flash through as Chovy picks up that kill, but the fight continues. Lava gets himself the ultimate, Nether Grasp to death as Sword turns into zombie form. They're looking for Tal, they pick it up as Sword in the zombie takes down the Urgot and his opposite half. 3-3 now the kill score.
Yeah, we're very emotional, and the Bilgewater is in a small CS lead over Victor.
Well, Key in a lot of trouble here. The hook goes completely wide, and Tarzan easily just gets rid of him. Maybe a brain fade coming out of the Thresh.
Key, as you say, it's too far up. Malzahar only had ult range at the start onto Chovy. He rushed QSS, no way to kill him. On the top side, Tarzan's here, so is Bono, and they're turning onto Bono.
Yeah, it's not even a counter gank anymore as he does get healed up just a bit, but Bono's just dead. You don't go out very well. As in the mid lane, you got a Crow Storm as Lava gets ulted by Chovy, but not going to get taken down.
Tarzan contesting this ward. Key's still here.
Yeah, hook is going to land. The box is down. Nice double play, actually, as Chovy now uses the Shroud. Has the ultimate available as Tarzan just uses the ult to get himself out. And look at that burst! The double stopwatches immediately, but they are not going to save you now. Lava in trouble. Ardently blazed to death on the back end. And Griffin, 8-3 now, starting to
resets the positioning, and then the free farm illusion can turn Guardian Angel onto Nocturne, and if Malzahar's ulting Scion, something else has gone wrong. So
yes, exactly.
Malzahar Victor, but what happened? What did we mention? Control wards go down as Shelly has to be responded to.
Comes in, and Bono feared back into the team. Viper easily culls him down as now Chovy with the ultimate is in there. Does have the other charge as he dives forward. Paranoia gets rid of Sungyun on the back end, and now Lava, everybody else in the death chamber, Sword running at him. There's not going to be too many options as he was trying to drain tank it. Shout outs to him, but it's not quite going to help as, like you say, level 1, not going to give you a whole bunch of health back, but that's going to be that. Chovy able to tank that one up. He's got a lot of ability to regen, and Viper has a lot of damage with the Blade of the Ruined King, and at 23 minute power play after it's only been active for a minute. Bono looking aggressive, but that's not exactly what you want as the ultimate is down to avoid the damage of the culling, and Lehans has the Crow Storm in there already. Paranoia has been popped as welcome to the party, Mr. Nocturne. He's got the Guardian Angel, so he ain't going to die anytime soon, and neither is Sword. Man, look at him tanking up all of this damage, but does have to flash his way out, and they will grab that kill as Tal diving on forward. The zombie Scion trying to get work done, and Hanwha Life to get this inhibitor turret most likely as well, as this siege minion is going to be down. Chovy has a lot of sneakiness, diving on forward, and Bono didn't last a couple of seconds. He's going 1v4. Lava's going to be the first one to go down. Flashes out the way. Is going to be tagged up, but no backflip going to be reactivated. And Chovy, the war of attrition, looking so difficult for Hanwha Life Esports.
Yeah, well, look at us zoom out just to understand that war of attrition. We're on Tal.
Yep, Viper now has the culling popped. Wants to utilize that Essence Reaver if he can as the train flies forward. Chovy slowed down, does have himself the Shroud there, but who cares? There's so much damage in for Griffin. A couple of kills coming through on the back end, but the damage is still alive, and it's a triple kill. It's a full house. It's going to be Vipers full of Chovies, and they will take down this inhibitor and most likely win the game.
And the damage was done earlier in the game, Atlas. They broke the sails of Hanwha Life. Valiant performance, but the end score is still a 0-2. They deserved better, but they got nothing.
They didn't. that we were watching, we know that Hanwha had a great game one. They fell over, but not quite as badly as you could expect after that performance. And Griffin, it's the 2-0, but you have to have watched the series to understand what this 2-0 actually means.
Somehow, even though Griffin made some pretty significant mistakes in game number one, early game, you still somehow come away more afraid of Griffin.
Yeah.
Because they were made to fight for it. Previously, it was Jin Air rolled over, and yes, they were able to win on the first day. But what we saw in this match from Griffin, when they needed to, when they were actually forced to, was another level. We've been calling how Griffin is on another level, and then it's just another thing to see it. Picks on KT. A lot of synergy, and I think BDD wants to pop off on this Yasuo.
And now we've got the Olaf locked in as well. Of course, has been a pick that can, which is exactly where they want it. Given the fact that Smeb is the one without a flash. There's the flash into Stain. There to bring Smeb further back into the lane, and I have a feeling he's not going anywhere because picks up his axe, and he's going to continue slowing down this Scion. He'll be able to take care of some minions, but that is first blood going to Kingzone in the first that KT has missed out on.
Legit no counterplay, and love the...
And the exhaust just picked up off the ground as well, so that's no summoners down. As Kingzone, they had the bottom wave push, they had vision all through.
Fast enough, and finally, we had Ashe mid lane, potentially as a quarterback for moments like this. Ashe should be the winner here, but Pawn is pretty overextended.
Yeah, BDD going to easily be able to pick this one up. Zhonya's is going to go down, but there is nowhere that Pawn is going. Flashes actually, and has the heal, but it's a few extra buttons, and he is taken down, and that means KT has all the control here of this river.
And being too far down...
And the portal jump, like you say, the interaction's a little bit frustrating, but you know exactly where he's going back, so that body slam was free. And
5,000 with things like turret plating, and it makes you wonder if all this, say, farming, where they look at the scoreboard and say, oh, leave this game, 5,000 gold lead at 35 minutes. Then the game is only about Barons and Elder Dragons, and you will be outcomped pretty reliably here. Rascal walks up. This could be a mistake.
Yeah, he's going to get hooked there as well into the box. Trouble Bubble comes down, and he has to use his stopwatch, but no one is close enough. The flash is going to be utilized to Stain, and the heal's going to keep him alive, and now Cuz finds himself right in the middle of the thick of it. Has to flash to get his way out. In fact, everyone is flashing. Tucson is going to be the one that has the most trouble, but Stand Beside Me is off cooldown. Party Cast going to come in. That's Smeb with a 3-man knockup, but they're just putting the right people forward. Arrow is going to land. The slows are good, but another hook is going to come in, and Gango grabs the first kill of this very extended fight. Pawn does have the stopwatch, but it's not enough. Zhonya's Hourglass now on cooldown, but his life is forfeit, and BDD still looking for more Kingzone, just botching it.
BDD so close to a last breath. The flash Q just out of range of last breath.
Snowflower misses that hook there as well.
And that's Kingzone returning to Kesper Cup, where they had good early games and then started to make mistakes. Kingzone pushing out.
In trouble, walks around the wind wall this time, and they get the Glacial Fissure, but into the back line. That's the 3-man knockup. So much damage comes in as BDD just locks them all away. Pawn decimated, and KT get that team fight.
They get on the second time. One mulligan straight into it. Smeb sets up the multi-man stun.
They're still 3,000 gold behind, but they can catch up now. There's so much standing gold on this map.
And I can't even isolate which of the obvious team-wide knockups it was that started the party.
Flashes being on cooldown certainly is what helps KT out. They'll take their first dragon after taking
recent memory lose in this sort of scenario is, I believe, Griffin versus Kingzone Dragon X, and might have actually been a different match. It was in the Worlds qualifiers where basically every Yasuo Q was flashed away from, every knockup was flashed away from. You need your flash to get away from the synergy.
Free hitting here on the top side. I think the ultimate didn't actually land there, but Smeb is going to go down. Zombie Scion, not a lot he can do here as now KT have to run for the hill.
In a team fight in terms of which of those really big team fighting impacting abilities, like that initial burst of the Paddle Star or the Trouble Bubble hit, or whether it's just the cast. The Baron, they've got a lot of vision in this area. I think KT have to react.
Yep, Score running pretty damn quickly as now the train has left the station. In he goes as BDD gets exhausted to begin this one. Kingzone haven't actually offered too much back here as Disdain is used, but Rascal's still going to get taken down, and now Tucson running for the hills. Def trying to get the auto attacks down, but Gango flashes on top of him. It's a double kill for BDD as the Lantern Ride is going to continue the party. Pawn's going to go down. It's the Guardian Angel for BDD. So much of his health comes back, and now look at the bottom lane. Kingzone's bottom lane in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, just waiting to die at the end of the fight, and Deft is going to get crushed by Smeb, his former teammate.
The 2v5 is real at the end. Thanks for the zoom in there. TPs are down, and KT Rolls just want to end the game.
Scion And this should be the end of the game, unless Cuz can do something. I mean, Rascal's death timer not too long either.
Let's watch it. It is 5 members of KT.
Yeah, they've got a lot of damage as well. You can see that tower just evaporated as now Gango trying to get the damage across. Cuz is going to fall down and Rascal should be soon to follow. Does go into the grinder as there's the 4-man fear at the same time. Tucson doesn't quite land the ultimate, but Gango has to go so far to get on top of that lantern. He's still burning down. Last tick, not enough. And Kingzone will be able to defend their base if Smeb will eventually go down. Teleport here from Deft actually towards the top side as they're trying to get more back, and there we go. Vaughn gets the ace, and Kingzone, it's their turn to try and rush towards the base.
Double TP tat, minimum. They're actually going to look at the Baron as they push out the minions, and they're going to take the Baron. So no...
We've seen so many times. Doesn't matter how far behind they are. If it works, it works.
Hard to do, but no 3-lane pressure from KT allows Kingzone to make this 5v5. As here's Smeb.
Yeah, the train does come in now. It's going to land onto just Rascal, but that's not the target that they want. Once again, Tucson throws his ultimate into a wind wall. That is not what you want, and KT still are so incredibly healthy. Fawn portal jumping to try and get himself around, but they do decide just to take down the Urgot with the last breath. Gango in trouble as the Paddle Stars come through, and Kingzone are still in amongst this fight. The flash through from Pawn, but he's unable to connect onto Gango in the backline. Snowflower in trouble, and now it's the Ash who has to deal with all of the low health members, but they're finally falling. The damage is still here, and Deft picks up 2. 1 goes over to Pawn, who's now having a field day. Gango is in vision as BDD, does use the cleanse to get himself out of the way. And now they have to go for this 2 versus 2. It's mid laner and AD for both sides. And there's the wind wall. That could be the trouble now as BDD is playing nicely.
He's in again!
Does have another ultimate, but Deft gets the cheeky auto, and Gango now finds himself 1 versus 2 and trying to get rid of these minion waves. This game is so incredibly close. It's been crazy, it's been weird, but damn, it's been exciting as Gango finally goes down, and that's the ace for Kingzone.
Unbelievable. Kingzone able to win this against the first target. Notice that there was so low threat onto Deft. He cleanses and then is hitting multiple people. It's pray it. Well, it's all over again. The ability to frontline here. So all the beef it is, both for their seasons and against their old orgs, for these players to pop off.
Yep, Trouble Bubble not going to land. The arrow does hit, though. His score might get picked up. The autos are there, and Tucson is the one that secures it. Kingzone, they finally found their pick and now want to take down the base.
Dead time is a minute. What else can they get here? Can they just try to end? KT will have to all in to stop it.
Yep, the culling's going to come in, but that's not going to kill any of these minions as he has to get himself the hell out of there. Cuz still throwing the undertows through, and look at the damage onto these structures.
They're going to have to try something now.
Yep, Nexus turrets are going to be the next to go down as Smeb has such a huge health bar, but who damn cares as Snowflower lands the Q, but it's just not enough. The last breath is onto 3 members, but he's just going to get blown up. Rascal flashing forward, in goes Cuz as well as Gango gets soloed out by the jungler, and I don't know how it happened, but Kingzone came back from the brink, came back from a Nexus under fire and 2 inhibitors down, and win game 1.
Kingzone in the clutch, get it done, but oh, was it close against KT Rose. They thought they'd had it. They rushed at that Nexus happily into Kai'Sa. Point I was trying to get to, Atlas, is that KT could do a couple of things. Continue the Lissandra flex, or give Zenit counterpick on AD carry. Early game.
Yeah.
No kills. Was 2 kills for so much that first game before we finally got some action. Big team fight won by KT.
There's a headbutt Pulve, and Snowflower actually going to use the Black Shield on himself, mistakenly, exactly. That is bad news. Speaking of which, Smeb, he's been ignited. That auto, no, it hasn't. It's going to wear down, and that is going to be the Fear Beyond Death, taking him down there.
Matchup warps at level 6, and Smeb too far up the lane, and his ult, look at it, seconds away.
Not quite
from having enough dashes bot side.
Yep, ultimate going to come in here from Snowflower as Cuz is going to be here in just the right time. There it is. The ultimate comes in from Zenit, but it's not enough. Tucson held on to his pulverizer. Now Zenit under the turret against 3. Score does have the world ender. Nice flash over the headbutt as Deft should go down. They have to trade AD carry for support on the bottom side of the map.
Well played by Score to flash the headbutt, but otherwise things not. Bot side of the map for Kingzone is winning pretty hard. Again, expected based on the nameplates. But we're not seeing the corresponding leads on the top side here. BDD's doing fine in a salvaging matchup as bot lane.
Yeah, ultimate comes in from Snowflower, but you can see Deft just trying to get the autos through. It's not going to be enough, however, as Tucson throws down the ultimate, and he's trying to do what he can to get the hell out of dodge. The minions.
Against the Jinx. How's top side shadowing here? And it's turret dive time.
Exactly. They want to try and find Smeb, who gets corrosively charged, gets kicked back there as well, and that's why Lee Sin is so good against the Akali, old or new.
Too clean, Atlas, and that will be first turret of the game in topside, you'll imagine. KT will try to answer with a Mountain Drake, but it means even more immediate gold, and once again, back-to-back Kingzone Dragon X finding a pretty big early gold lead, even if the kills don't necessarily register.
Well, got actually some damage onto this map. They've got a lot of vision available to them, and they've got Pawn and Susan alongside Rascal just making sure that this dragon is as free
in the side lane. Even from a level 16 Akali, 3-4 item is pretty damn impossible. So pretty damn tanky as Score.
Yep, Zap going to come down. Does have himself the black shield, though, and now Tucson has to pop the ultimate.
TPs.
The kickback is going to come in, but Zenit immediately uses the killer instinct to get him out. Rascal now right in the middle of this fight as BDD wants to get on top of Tucson, decides not to take the claw as the rest of the fight is where they want to be fighting on. Zenit picks up the kill against Cuz, but is that going to be enough to turn the tides? I don't think so as BDD goes down and Deft is excited. It's a double kill for Pawn, and finally the mid laner of Kingzone wakes up.
When Def gets excited, things come together, and Pawn, like you mentioned, makes that fight with a really good flank from the red pit. They're on to Baron here. They're going to try and force it, and there's nothing KT can do.
Yeah, Deft with this minigun. He's got a BF sword on top of those first two items there as well. This will just be taken out. Rascal will have the shield available to him, gets around the back of the pit, and that is all she wrote. 24 minutes, and Baron goes into the hand.
He walks up.
God.
We're doing the zoom out here. BDD from the backside. He wants Deft, but remember the Hex Drinker.
Yep, Claw is going to come in. Flash very early here from Deft as Smeb able to jump on top of him, but he just cannot withstand these auto attacks, and that one followed him so long. The Q from Pawn finishes him off, and now Deft gets excited once again. See you later, KT. Deft getting revenge against his old team, and Snowflower, the last one to be put on his mantle. Triple kill for Deft, and Kingzone will win the series 2-0.
A surprising 2-0 that heaps the scorn onto KT. Kingzone Dragon X going to take down their old enemies in KT Rolster. They roam forward. Deft and Pawn are going to hold their heads high in this battle of KT Rolster. It's all about the new, but Deft brings it back with a vintage Jinx performance.
Yep, and the LeBlanc from Pawn looking vintage as well, and that is exactly the kind of Pawn that you want to see, because this guy was so good at these sort of assassins early in his career, but recently that is not what we've seen. And this was redemption largely for this man.
Redemption for Deft and Pawn, but once again with Smeb, laning phase 2 levels down on the Urgot. The final team fight, if we get a replay, he dashes in to try to piggyback off BDD's flank engage. His Shroud's in the wrong spot. He just dies to 3 crits because